Hi, guys. Welcome to our podcast with Out and Proud African LGBTI. My name is Charles Monroe, and
My name is Shanice Shamila.
today we are hosting people who are working for our community. Can you introduce yourselves?
Hi everyone, my name is Joel.
And my name is Amanda.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Shanice.
Beautiful
Hi,
people.
Charlie.
Can you tell us what it is that you were doing for us?
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you so much for having us. It feels like home. So, like I said, my name is Joel and I'm one of a duo. And, my partner is Amanda. And together we are two refugees walking.
Wonderful.
Two refugees walking, and Joel and I connected in a way that, we're both refugees, we're both migrants, and we're trying to challenge like the current oppressive laws, but also show the progression. And this project is something that we're both passionate about because it highlights both our backgrounds and our lived realities as refugees living in the UK. Yeah.
Okay.
So what inspired you to start this?
I mean, the whole, point of two refugees walking is to highlight, the journeys that people from war-torn countries, Syria, Afghanistan, Congo, kind of like trek to safety. So that's why we're covering the 32 boroughs of London in 210 days to cover 2,500 miles. And that's the same, mileage that people walk to safety.
So can you give us talk more about it, and like someone who doesn't, I mean, I'm very green to this. I would love to hear more of how you're planning to do this, what you need, how you want to, work this out.
Absolutely. I mean, London is there's a map, there's a road map, and in a way we're having it easy, even though we're walking in tandem forward and backward. Obviously, backward walking or ritual walking, as they call it, is never it's at least 30% harder than walking the usual. But we have that map. But usually, refugees from war-torn countries fleeing persecution and what have you, they really don't have that. So in a way, we have it easy. People have to go through paths unknown, treacherous journeys, uncharted territories, and what have you, and then they lose their lives. The people get scattered, homes are torn. So we're trying to highlight all of those things whilst we do that, and also raise vital funds for charities such as UNHCR or Safe Passage International and Rainbow Migration. And if you know anything about these organizations, they cater to certain community, and especially refugee communities and what have you. And obviously, Amanda did mention our lived experience. We come from, our community, basically. And if anything, we are kind of like the othered, within othered, lived experiences. So again, we are trying to amplify us, and regression has taken center stage lately, where we yet again being witch hunted, and that's why I'm walking backwards. So the whole point of walking backwards is a political statement from our views and all of that. Africa, the African diaspora, the global north and south, sometimes the lines blur and we can tell different. Laws are being taken away, rights are being taken away. Look at America, it's in shambles. Heck, the UK, and then even Nigeria and the African diaspora, like I said, it's there's a lot happening at the same time. But Amanda, on the other hand, it shows, she'll be representing hope, resilience, courage, and all these amazing things where we are right now, as I do my own thing and showing the state of the world.
What have been the challenges you have faced since you started this duo?
I mean, for one, I lost someone so dear to me. So in May, I lost my immediate elder sister to asthma. So the work is also an homage to her. And also it's the Diana Legacy Award, which I won. It also revisits her legacy, Princess Diana, the Queen of Hearts. So again, I'm also working in her honor. But besides kind of like emotional, attachment to the work, is very, very deeply personal to both of us, but also support. I mean, we've been to a number of brands, we've gone to Selfridges, Harrods, we've been to organizations trying to, make them support us, telling them what we're about to do. again, it's not as forthcoming, and then we start second guessing ourselves. Is it because we're queer? Is it because, we're black? Is it because we're refugees? Is it because, all of these thoughts start to creep in? And so I'll say on one hand, it's deeply emotional. So trying to do this whilst emotional and going through bereavement is quite, tough, but also, not having that support from organizations and even people and brands that you think that, because it's quite worthy, it's a worthy, because it's never been done before, and these people are very ordered, like I said, coming from very marginalized community, and you think that they'll support us, but they really don't. So that has been quite challenging, but we thrive regardless.
And to add on that, the reasons why it's also to do with walking, it's also about creativity in how we do this work. You've had, like, in Uganda, we used to have walk to work, like as a protest, or there's also 3 dads walking.
Yeah.
So gone are the days when people would sit in traditional settings like workshops or things to create awareness about certain issues. It's also the creativity you use when you're trying to do your advocacy for the work. And walking is a political statement, or it's one of the ways that you can use your creativity in showcasing your work. If people see you walking and maybe have a message written somewhere, like, oh, it's written on the shirt, I'm like, why are you walking with that shirt showing that message? It's like, what are you trying to convey to the world? And in this case, will be, putting out our visibility from the messaging that we are wearing, and trying to create this thing by promoting it on, publicly in the media, in trying to ensure that the world gets to see our cause, that we're really working in highlighting issues facing refugees, and we're doing it in a way that is also creative, away from the traditional approach that has always been about organizations, workshops, and all this. And you're like, okay, let's change the approach a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, imagine seeing someone walking backwards. I think it's going to rile up.
Are you literally going to walk like one of you? You said you're walking backward.
Yeah, she walks forward and I walk backward.
Is it from like a specific distance, or like, let's say from how is that work? How is that going to work?
So we have 6 hours every day is what we're planning to do, and even this walk follows the first I did in February. On the 2nd of February, I ran and walked backwards at the Tutimbek athletic track, and that was my first advocacy doing this for 12 hours, and it was also a Guinness World Record. 12 hours, and it was also a Guinness World Record attempt. And so this follows that. So I'm doing it with my ritual review mirror, my helmet, and all of that, so I see. And obviously Amanda's going to also be my eyes, so we're kind of like walking face to face, but I'm doing it in the opposite direction as she walks the usual way. So that's kind of like, it's never really been done before. So yeah,
is this like a charity? Are you who, like, what's your target? Like, who are you trying to help? Is there someone specifically that you're trying to help?
I think it's for everyone, because humanity is what we're trying to highlight. Because if you look at the world today, like I said, there's a lot of, the world is in shambles, there's turmoil. It's in an increasingly dark world. We want to shine our light. So it's really for everyone. But obviously we cannot, exclude the fact that we're refugees and people from a certain social group, and all of that. But beyond that, it's our collective humanity. Just like as Devlin's congregation, it's about marginalized community, but it's about everyone. I mean, 122 million reasons to walk, and that's the same, from the UN. It's the amount of people who are forcibly displaced. I mean, 1 in 74 people forcibly displaced worldwide, and that's a lot of number. So now more than ever, we need to show up and walk that talk. So literally we'll be walking the talk and showing up, every day or every other day.
Okay, and honestly, I just want to commend the both of you. This is very courageous. The fact that you're going out there, you're approaching people that you're not sure will understand the purpose of what you're doing, but you're still putting yourselves out there to be able to help different marginalized groups of people. I honestly just want to commend you both for doing that, and that's really, I feel like you're making a difference. Not many people can come up and say they've been able to make a difference in their societies, or not many people can come up and say this is what they've done or this is what they're doing. So I just want to commend you both for doing that.
Thank you.
Kudos to you. Kudos to you.
Thank you.
But yeah, you should keep up honestly, you should keep up because it's not easy. Being a refugee in this country is not easy. You know, there's that the classist segregation where there's a group of people that feel they're better than others because these are refugees. So, you know, they don't mix.
Yeah.
So that alone, the fact that you're trying to, you know, remove that barrier between that class, that level of classism, that's
Wonderful.
It's wonderful.
I love it. We're here for it.
Yeah, I think when it's our community, by default, we are born with, you know, our sleeves up. We're always ready to show up. And, you know, LGBT community, we are powerful people, you know, because we have no choice anymore. We just have to. And I remember when Amanda said it's not just a walk, it's for her community as well. Because if you know anything about the trans community, they are the most marginalized and the most vulnerable amongst, you know, all of us. I remember when she said, and I quote, that it's to all of her sisters. It's an ode, a love letter. In her word, it's a love letter to everyone who has passed and who is still here. So and if we know anything, even when I did my first, you know, world record attempt, and it was the backward walk and run, it was especially to amplify the trans community, because my brothers and my sisters, especially my sisters, are being targeted and witch hunted, and, you know, a lot of them pay the ultimate price with their lives. So we cannot fold our hands and think to say everything is okay. Everything is not okay. And who the hell am I not to, you know, show up and show out, and not just pride. 365 days I'm who I am, and the same with, you know, all of us. So yeah, this is really nothing. It's like she said, a love letter to everyone, everywhere, an ode to humanity. So an homage to everyone living and, you know, who has passed.
I'd also like to highlight how, like, specifically if I have to put it in the context of the UK, you realize there was a time this year protests were going on about migrants taking jobs, opportunities, and these were like outside London. Some of them were even starting to come in London, you know. Specific days will be like, oh, they're protesting, they're going to be burning, they'll be looting, a lot of all that chaos. It was across the country. And the mayor recently came out and said that London is a place that is safe for diversity and inclusion, and all walks of life are welcome here. In other words, we cannot tolerate discrimination or like some sort of racism or, you know, like the propaganda that excludes refugees and all these migrants from these spaces. So purposes of this is also to say that London is a place where at least we can continue to promote this diversity in saying that people are welcome, that they are welcome to be in this country.
It's for everyone, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
32 boroughs.
32.
210 days. We're starting, not to give too much away because, you know, safety, but we're starting from somewhere. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of information. Thank you. So, like, how will we know to find you? Do you have social media pages?
We do have socials, and you know, again, we're starting from Westminster, St. John's Wood, because this is home. It's a safe space, so you can come and join us. Kick off.
Can come join. But
on socials, across socials, we're there. Amanda Ethereal, and then at Mordi Official. You know, so you can always, you know, look us up on X, on Twitter, TikTok. We are literally everywhere.
We'll also have our hashtag #2refugeeswalking. That's like the hashtag we've created to run this. Like every time we're gonna, like, it's an active thing. 2 refugees, because it's the both of us. 2 refugees walking.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get a bit personal. We're gonna get personal.
Yeah.
Okay, Amanda. I'm gonna start with Amanda.
Yeah.
So, as you know, as who you are, what have been What have been?
They've changed it.
What has been? Yeah. What has? Okay.
What has?
From coming straight from Masaka to London. I'm joking.
What been your challenges? What have you faced? Like, what challenges have you faced since you moved to London?
Oh, okay. That's an interesting question.
Personal.
Yes. So, I think when I first arrived in this country, I came and I was living like outside London. I was living in the southwest, Bath to be specific. And Bath is one of the areas it has a different way of life compared to London. I kind of feel like life outside London, people there are much more polite. People are much more I don't want to say conservative or something. And but when I moved to London, life felt so fast. You have to adapt to the city life. Here, people are much more, they think you're supposed to think faster.
Gloomy and depressed.
Gloomy. You find someone that they're putting there, I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm on my own, just leave me alone. I don't want to talk to this and this. But also for me, it had to do with things to do with health. Because as a trans person, one of the biggest challenges we face is the healthcare system. And right now, what helped me is before, when I was living in Bath, I had a friendly like endocrinologist that would do like the hormones and stuff. But as soon as I moved to London, I had to change a GP, and I had to change. And the ones that I met,
not as friendly.
They were not as friendly. And even right now, as I struggle, they're like, oh, they need previous letters. And I've tried to reach out to the hospital in Bath to help me to do the transfers and all that. Yeah. Because the healthcare system is not the friendliest for trans people. Even in Parliament, it's still trans rights are an issue, especially even for the people that are trying to transition when they're younger. Yeah.
Okay. So, Joe, over to Joe. What have been your challenges? Please tell me I said that right.
Yeah. Ooh, challenges. There's been quite a lot. Coming here, going through immigration and then, landing in a detention center. That was like the gateway to hell. And then after that, homeless, different hostels, back to back. There was this charity that, catered to LGBT young people at the time, and I was with them. But after that, COVID happened. It was quite, the year, no one saw it coming. And for someone who was already in limbo, we were thrust further into the depths of limbo. So limbo within limbo. So it was all of that. And living with a homophobic, roommate at the time, it was the police every other day. And they asking, how did this happen? Why would they put two polar opposites together? It's not supposed to be. It's a recipe for disaster, So no, I moved past that, trying to get into education. So I did, foundation year again because we had nothing to do, but I just education was my escape. And I tried to get into education, one of the Russell Group universities in London, and then they told me that they do not accept my foundation degree, but they had accepted someone from my class. So institutionalized racism, and the same course, the same everything. I had a better results, best in my cohort, but they had told me that they don't accept it, but that same university accepted someone else. So it's already harder as it is for refugees and people seeking asylum and all of that to get into education. I mean, if you know the stats, barely 1% make it into education, and this university is a sanctuary university. So sanctuary university, as they are, they cater to asylees and refugees and maybe stateless people into education, but this university had told me they don't. And which raised a lot of eyebrows. My lecturers, everyone was like, what? And we reached out to them. They couldn't give us any tangible answer. So I did my research, come to find out that ethnic minorities are at least 10 times less likely to get into their university of choice. So it's a deeper issue. But besides that, London is not it's not the La La Land that I thought it would be. It's not the utopia, unfortunately. And that's why, if you recall, I said, the global north and south, the lines blur and I can't tell different. I've been to different accommodation, and homophobia has been the theme, and it's not making mountains out of molehills. I have videos and all of this evidence to prove that this thing is really happening. And so it's kind of like I left detention center bullied, but coming into the real world, more bullying. So bullying is still, very much alive and thriving in our supposed La La Land. And this is London. Who's to say what's going on in other, places? And everywhere is not London. Everywhere is not Central. Yeah. After Central, you begin to see diverse communities. And right now we're wishing upon a star that, we want to be safe throughout the whole, thing. Because
I kind of feel safety and security is one important aspect that, even that's why when you asked us where are we starting from, because we are worried about our safety and security. Even in London, there are times when some places you go and you're worried about your own safety. Even as an LGBT person, there are places you find and people will say certain things against you, or to be more specific, as this even has to include other groups. As a woman, you realize that certain places walking as a woman at night alone is risky.
Yeah.
At the start of this year, I was even followed by a random man from a train station at night. Yeah, you find some people at night around 3 a.m. And if you're walking around that time and you're a woman and maybe, you're vulnerable, it's risky. You have to, sometimes if you have a person who can drop you at your door and not have to walk through those places, London is still,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. But like I said, I want to I need to understand you. I need you to make the public understand your struggles and how they've inspired you to do whatever it is you're doing. Yeah. So through all these struggles you've gone through, the bullying, the unfeeling safe and all that, the having to deal with the poor health system, how has that taken a toll on your mental health? I'm sorry.
No, it's such a great question. I mean, mental health, I think it obviously post the pandemic, it's gone downhill. A lot of people, not just us, but even us, LGBT plus people and marginalized community, we are X amount of times higher, to more chance for us to, experience various degrees of mental, health. And it's taking a toll. I'm not going to lie. I'm still, processing everything that's happened. I mean, bereavement is also part of it. And, and I even tell, Amanda, it's my escape. It's this cathartic, getaway for me. So activism and tragedy, in a way, they go in tandem. All of our history, Stonewall, there was something that spurred that, so I guess it's us now channeling our, turning limes to lemonade, kind of like it's not supposed to be, but unfortunately I do talk to myself a lot that, our world is not, it's not a utopia. It's not, so I guess they go in tandem. So now a lot of bad things has happened. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to be a victim? And even that is valid if you, however you feel, or are you going to take, that and turn it into your power or your superpower, something beautiful? And I think obviously we know the line that we're threading right now. We choose to, rise above it, even though, however we feel is still valid. When we want to catch a breather and we want to rest, yes, that's also valid because we're human and we don't want to burn out. We don't want to exploit our own selves and, our situation. However we feel at any point in time, we have to pay, respect to that emotion. So that's kind of this balancing act, I guess. But above everything, we want to live. We want to live without fear. We want to live.
And you deserve that. You deserve that because every human being deserves to live safely, with respect,
freely.
And freely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So for me, it's to do with, first of all, giving the context of life abroad. Once you come in the diaspora, some of the risks are like depression in some sense. You're trying to adjust to a new culture, to a new way of life. And also the thing about family, what does family mean to you? Because sometimes you could be living and your family is not in the same country as you. They are living abroad or in another place. And you have to do what you call have a chosen family, people that are supposed to look after you. So what happens to someone that is like an introvert? You're always in your house. You don't have this social battery, or you're not even really, a social kind of person.
Yeah.
And now the holidays are coming in. People are going to be with their families, celebrating Christmas, sitting under a Christmas tree, Boxing Day, unwrapping presents. And if you don't have family and you're the kind of person that is an introvert, what are you going to do? You realize it does take a hit. But for me, if I'm to get more personal, it's also to do with, back to the point like I said, about access to justice. If you report certain things, they'll be questioning the same stuff, especially if you report things, I've survived maybe some sort of sexual harassment. What time was it? Where? What were you wearing? What? Yes, the same questions. And do you know that the conclusion of all of those discussions? Yeah, you realize now you're a woman, you can't be walking out at this time of the night.
That's
not
that's
wrong.
That's the
one,
justice. That's the one issue I have with society. Because what do you mean? What was I wearing?
The victim blaming.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
They're like, you must, the way you are wearing. Then they remind you that you're a woman, you cannot be walking out at certain times.
Okay, what about the men?
Zero
Does that happen here as
accountability.
well?
let me tell you, people are like, go and report it to the police, blah blah blah. Then they do like a profile. What did it happen? What time? Blah, blah, blah. Then like at the end of it all, they are trying to tell you to be more careful, to watch for your safety, and tell you that
it's your fault.
Yeah, to remind you how delicate or a victim you are. That next time be more careful. And nothing ever happens to the person. They are not found. Zero accountability, and justice is and for you're forced to live with this sort of recurrent trauma. And to make matters worse is some people can't openly talk about it on social media. You know why? Because the reasons why some women are scared to talk about these things, people always remind you, isn't that the girl who was, they attach it as the girl who was. And we're living in a place where people promote purity culture. You can't really talk about certain things because they will literally want to trigger you, to remind you of the things you're going through.
Yeah.
I find that very disappointing that society continues to find a way to blame victims of sexual assault, regardless of their gender. It's very, 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 very disappointing, and everyone that does it is disgusting.
Humanity.
Yeah.
Can I ask, how did you guys meet? Because you guys look you guys are very
Tell
friendly.
us the Romeo and Juliet.
I don't think it's Romeo, is it?
So I think, was it in June?
December, June.
Yes. So I had just been painted by this incredible woman, S. Devlin, for a UN project. At the time, congregation. Now it's morphed into 50 encounters face-to-face with 50 strangers. But at the time, she was painting us 50 Londoners, people who have come from far and wide to call London home and have a history of displacement. And she was inspired by, the outpour of love for the Ukrainians, but none for the African diaspora, people who are colored. So she started painting 50 people. And after she had painted me, someone sashayed. I was like, who's this model? She was just walking with her, all of that. And that's how we met. And obviously, like a house on fire, we became, siblings. And here we are, two refugees walking. The story behind, Joel and Amanda.
Like I was literally, when I'm doing my modeling stuff, and this one's like, there's this project I want you to participate. Then they referred me, and as I was walking in, I found someone with a stylish suit, elegant afro.
Your Greek god.
And come to find out, we do have history, and by history, I mean home, Opal. Yeah. It's like, Abe. Coach. Oh, yes, of course. I've been like a member, although a lot has happened. And then I took a time, moving different places in London. But I was like, yeah, I know all of them. And I started calling names. She wasn't too familiar. And she started doing, calling names. I was like, maybe those are like the new people. I don't really know them. But she said, you know what? I'll take you back to, I was like, yes, let's do it. And then we came and she took me back to, GAY.
I see we were together last weekend.
No, several weeks before.
A while ago. Yes. Yeah, I remember.
Yes.
Oh my God. She's a professional model, by the way. A professional model.
Miss. Tell us, speak for yourself. Miss what?
Miss Trans Global. I mean, Opal has literally been like the place that has given us opportunities as well. Because even on my Miss Trans Global journey, they literally helped me out in the process, the photos, everything. Yeah. And even for this project in bringing us together, Opal has given us the platform where we can speak about these things, these podcasts where we gather to share about our experiences. It's like, I don't want to say like, it's the thing that brings us together, like the glue. Yeah.
So about the project. So if someone wants to, let's say, help donate to the initiative, how can they do that?
We have a GiveStar page, so we were supported by GiveStar, in my opinion, the best fundraising platform out there. So check out GiveStar, guys. So we were supported by them, and you can always find us, Two Refugees Walking, on the GiveStar page. And we just had our kind of like this what did they scan again, the QR code. For the first time they created a QR code for us that would kind of like make a share out of it, so even as we're walking, people can donate right there and there. And also obviously on social media you can find us everywhere. All of our pages, you'd see the link is there to donate, and more than donate, if you don't have monies to donate, you can always share, tell people about it, and amplify the work that we're doing basically. So there's a lot of ways that you can join online. We have challenges coming up that people can even win stuff by the end of, there's mobile phone to be won. There's, earphone, there's shoes, really cool things. I mean,
you just lit up my sister's face.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, I need a new phone. So like,
Headsets, shoes.
What kind of phone are we talking about?
it's so cool. It's like the best Android phone, the Nothing phone, community edition.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
guys, if you want, please help us and support the cause to help our brothers and sisters in need, and people in need. We shall put the link in the description, so please feel free to help. And yeah, we're
And
here.
if you want to see us, you know where Opal is. If you want to see Joel and Amanda, if you want to see us talk, come to your university, whatever it is, you can always reach out to Opal, and obviously they will reach out to us. Or you can reach us, directly on socials.
We need to see your socials.
Yeah,
You guys need to.
at Mordi Official and Amanda _ Ethereal. Yeah,
Amanda.
you can't miss us.
Okay.
Across socials.
You guys are lovely.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for
Thank you
this.
so much for having
supporting
us.
the cause.
No, thank you.
Thanks
Yeah.
for being
It's an honor.
courageous.
No, it's an honor. Humanity first before anything. Humanity should always be at the center, before profit, before anything. Humanity, love, and that's what we're all about, really. Our community is all about love. So yeah, love is all we've got to give.
And this shows that how so many people think that refugees can't do anything. Like they think we just get your refugee status and
Disappear into thin
disappear
air.
into
Yeah.
the air. You guys are doing something as refugees, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are very grateful. Show them that it's not just you come here, you get your documents, and then you disappear, go to school,
Yes.
go to get a job or something.
Yeah.
Thank you, motivating me as well. So that I'm
Thank you.
I'm here
Thank you
for it.
so much
should
for
start
having
some.
us.
I want to join them. I am
course.
joining them.
You're
I'm
always,
joining them.
always welcome. Always welcome.
Yeah,
Always welcome.
I
mean,
love it.
210 days. You cannot say, "Oh, we no." That would be a shame.
It would be a shame
for you not to join us at one point, and join us and have fun.
But wait, you're doing the boroughs in London?
All the 32
All the
boroughs.
In
32
London.
boroughs.
Yeah, in
Yes.
London. All
So people
32
should
boroughs.
be prepared to see us. We're coming to your borough.
Coming to a borough near you.
Coming to a borough near you. I love that. That's like an ad for milk. I don't know. Coming to a borough near you.
Coming to a borough near you. To refugees walking.
Yes. Let's do our little gay. I don't know, little gay clap. Oh my God, you guys are lovely.
So much.
Thank you so much for coming. And guys, remember to follow their socials at
Mordi Official, and that's MORDI Official.
and
Amanda Ethereal. Amanda _ Ethereal.
also please subscribe and like this video. My name is Charles, and we're with Out and Proud African LGBTI. Thank you so much for your time. Please follow us on Opal. We exist on Instagram. Out and Proud African LGBT on Facebook, and Out and Proud LGBTI on YouTube. We love you guys. Bye.